My 12-year-old daughter texted my mom, saying she felt sad that grandma forgot her birthday. Mom replied, "We need space. Please don't reach out anymore." My dad even liked the message. So I just paused payments on every shared account used for flights, rent, and bills. Next morning, 97 missed calls. My name is Elvis. I'm 34. I pick up trash for the city. I'm a husband to Maya and a dad to Kara, who just turned 12 and still leaves glitter on everything she touches. I wake up at 4:10 a.m., drink gas station coffee, and ride the same route past the same cracked sidewalks. I know which alley cats are mean and which ones just put on a show. I know when the bakery tosses out yesterday's bread and which block always forgets to break down boxes. I'm not the golden anything in my family. Never was. If there's a spotlight, it's on my sister, Lila. She's the one with the big smile and the nice shoes and the job title my mom loves to say slowly, like she's tasting chocolate. Marketing director. Meanwhile, I'm the guy who comes to dinner in his work boots and gets asked to take out the trash on the way out. That's not a metaphor. That's exactly what happens. I used to think it didn't matter. I told myself, who cares who's the favorite? I had a wife who laughs at my dumb jokes, a kid who still holds my hand crossing parking lots, and a job that pays on time. You learn to find pride in a clean alley. In a bin you leave better than you found it. But families don't forget their hierarchies. They rehearse them. Last Sunday was my mother's favorite kind of day. Too many folding chairs and not enough room to breathe. We were at her house for a little barbecue, which meant I'd be grilling while my dad hovered and told me the coals looked weak. Lila was late, as usual, and when she finally breezed in with sunglasses on her head, everyone lit up like the Pope arrived. She brought cupcakes with those shiny sprinkles. You know, the ones that look like ball bearings. My mom clapped. "Lila, gorgeous. You shouldn't have." I came in holding a foil tray of chicken I'd marinated overnight. "Smells nice," Mom said, then added, "Elvis, put it there. We'll see if it isn't too salty this time." Maya touched my elbow under the table. I smiled anyway. I always do. Kara sat next to me, playing with a straw wrapper. She was quiet. My mom leaned across her and said, "Where's my birthday girl?" Kara mumbled, "Next week." And Mom nodded like she knew, except I'd reminded her 3 times this month. Lila plopped down and started a story about her boss taking her on a last-minute work trip. My dad asked her what airline and if she liked the lounge and whether business class was worth it on short flights. I said, with a little laugh, "Must be nice." And Mom said, "Well, she earned it." Then she asked me if I was still on the trucks, like I might have been promoted to Prince since Tuesday. I said, "Yep, still on the trucks." "Good," Dad said. "Honest work. Builds character." He said character like it was a consolation prize. While I flipped chicken, Lila wandered out and nudged me with her hip. "You smell like smoke," she joked. "Don't hug me later." Then she giggled and went back inside. I stood there over the grill with the tongs in my hand and that warm, dumb feeling in my chest that I know too well, like I'm a prop in their nice family photo. The background guy, the reliable one, the one who drives, pays, lifts, and leaves first. We ate on paper plates. Kara told a story about a class project and got one polite nod. Lila said she might go to Seattle next month, and the whole table hummed with follow-up questions. It was like watching the weather change inside. You could feel where the attention shifted, where it rained, and where it never did. At the end, Mom started packing up leftovers for your father, meaning my father, not me. She handed Lila the cupcakes to take home. "You should enjoy the nice things you buy." And handed me the foil tray to wash. Not could you. Not please. Just wash that. As we were leaving, Mom kissed Kara's forehead and said, "You're getting so tall, sweetheart," like she was reading from a script. Then she turned to me and said, "Don't forget to send me your schedule so we know when you can drive us to the airport on Friday." She said "we" in a way that already assumed the answer. I said, "I'll check." She added, all casual, "And text me Kara's birthday plan again. I got so many dates this month." Lila laughed. "Boss lady," she said, and they shared the kind of smile I don't get in that house. In the car, Kara was quiet. I asked if she wanted music, and she shook her head. Maya rubbed her shoulder. At a red light, I watched my mom in the rearview mirror shrinking in the distance, still standing on the porch, waving at Lila's car. It's a small thing, that shrinking. But that's how the big things start. With small things that pile up like trash bags no one wants to claim. That night, Kara asked if she could use my phone to show Grandma the art project she made. "I'll text her the picture," she said. "Maybe she'll hang it up." "Sure," I said, and handed it over. She typed. She smiled. She waited. Minutes passed. The screen lit up with a reply from my mom, and the expression on Kara's face changed in a way I can't unsee. She didn't cry. She just went very still, like a sound cut out of the room. "Everything okay?" I asked. She nodded. "Yeah." Maya looked at me over Kara's head with that small, tight look. "Later," she mouthed. The night ended with dishes and quiet. But something had shifted. I could feel it. Like the bin was full and the lid wouldn't close anymore. And somewhere between the last plate and the hallway light, I understood. The next time they asked me to carry the load, I wasn't going to do it the same way. Money has always been the family language, even when people pretend it isn't. I make a public salary you can look up. It doesn't shock me. I'm not embarrassed by it. It's steady. It feeds us. Maya works part-time at the library, 2 shifts a week, so she can still pick up Kara after school. We share a checking account that handles rent, groceries, utilities. Then there's the other pile, the family apps and shared travel cards I got bullied into because you have the best credit. Elvis, you're so organized. That's how I ended up co-signing the flight card my parents use only for emergencies and the apartment lease add-on for short-term stays when Lila needed a crash pad near work. It started small. It grew roots. 3 years ago, my dad had a procedure. Nothing major, he said. He handed me a half-completed application for a medical travel card and said, "Just fill the rest. It's easier if you do it." He added, "We'll pay you back." I believed him. I wanted to. Payments came, slow, partial, then "we'll catch up next month." I didn't chase. I just kept paying the minimums so their credit wouldn't tank and sink my own. And then there were flights. The first was a funeral. Okay. Then a must-see deal to Vegas for their anniversary. "It's just points," Mom said. It wasn't points. It was cash that came from my end of the app. When I brought it up, my mom said, "Elvis, please, don't nickel and dime family." Dad called me overly literal. Lila said, "You worry too much. You're such a spreadsheet." It became normal to get Venmo requests from Lila labeled Uber for Mom or snacks for Kara when Kara hadn't even been there. If I pushed back, I got voice memos with heavy sighs. "You know how Mom is. Just cover it. I'll sort later." Later was a ghost. I'm not perfect. I've borrowed, too. Once, for new tires in the winter, I asked my dad for 200 to tide me over. He brought it up the next 6 months like I'd taken a kidney. "How's the tire money?" He'd ask at birthdays, like a joke with a blade. Meanwhile, Kara grew older and more aware. She stopped asking Grandma for sleepovers because Grandma's always busy. Busy looked like hair appointments and Lila's office parties. When Kara won a little art contest at school, my mom posted a photo Lila sent her of Lila's co-worker's kid and captioned it, "So proud." She corrected it later, but only after Maya texted her twice. I kept telling myself, it's family. It's messy. Just keep the peace. Then Kara's birthday crept up. We planned something small. Pizza, 2 friends, a movie at home. Kara made a list of who she wanted there. Grandma, if she can. She wrote it in purple ink with a tiny heart, like she wanted the list itself to feel friendlier. I reminded my mom 3 times. "Next Saturday, 2 p.m. Each time, she said, "Yes, yes, of course. Put me down for coleslaw." My mom brings coleslaw to everything like it's her calling. I checked the shared travel app and saw the flights my parents were taking on Friday. Out to Lila's work trip city for the weekend. My stomach went cold. I called. "Hey," I said. "Kara's birthday is Saturday." "Oh, honey," Mom said, drawn out and slow. "We booked this months ago. You told me last week you were free." "That's not how I remember it. Besides, we can FaceTime. I'll send something nice." "Can you push it a day? Fly Sunday? I'll cover the change fee." I knew I shouldn't say that. The second I offered to pay, I could feel the hook slide in. Mom sighed. "Lila's schedule. You know how it is." I didn't know. Lila's schedule is the sun. We all rotate. I told Maya. She shook her head. "Then let's not count on them. Kara will have fun either way." Kara pretended it didn't hurt her. Kids are kinder than adults. She made a new list with a silly drawing and added "Grandma maybe" with a question mark. It killed me. 2 days before the party, Mom texted, "Love you. Can't wait to see pics." No sorry. No promise. Just vibes. Friday night, I saw the flight charges go through on the shared card. A notification popped up on my phone like a tiny punch. I washed the dishes and tried to be grateful for what we had. I kept repeating, "It's just a cake. It's just a Saturday." The day came. Balloons taped to the doorway. Kara's 2 friends showed up with handmade cards. Maya turned on the living room LED lights and set them to sunset because Kara likes the way it makes the room look warm. We sang. We cut the cake. Kara smiled, real and bright. Midway through the movie, Kara slipped into the kitchen and took a picture of her slice with the little candle stub still stuck in it. I heard the shutter sound and didn't think much of it. After the girls left, we cleaned up. Kara went to her room with her colored pencils. My phone buzzed on the counter. I glanced down and saw a message from my mom to Kara. Kara had texted first from my phone earlier without telling me. The photo, a small caption, "Hi, Grandma. I wish you were here. I felt a little sad today." Mom's reply was sitting there in blue. "We need space. Please don't reach out anymore." Just like that. No hello. No explanation. No love you. And below it, a blue thumbs up from my dad. He liked it. Like it was a joke. Like my kid was a status update to react to. The kitchen went silent in a way I still can't describe. Maya saw my face and came around the counter like she was expecting blood. I turned the screen to her. She read it once, then again. She whispered, "No." Like maybe the phone would change the words if she said it nice. I walked down the hall to Kara's room. She was shading a dolphin. She looked up, too hopeful, and I realized she hadn't seen the reply yet. My heart did a thing I don't have a word for. I sat on the floor next to her and asked about the fins. I didn't say anything. Not then. Not like that. I couldn't. That night, when Kara finally slept, Maya and I sat at the table with the light off. The fridge hummed. My phone screen glowed in the dark with that one message and that thumb. I kept thinking, they typed this to a child. Not to me. To my kid. Maya said, "We have to set boundaries." I said, "Yeah." My voice surprised me. It sounded calm. It sounded like a door sliding into place. She added, "Not out of anger." Not out of anger. I agreed. We opened the banking app. We looked at the list of shared things. Flights. Rent add-on. The medical travel card. The utilities I was still splitting for my parents' second place, just until the lease ends. The numbers lined up like a row of quiet accusations. I'd been carrying the can. They'd been filling it. And my daughter was the one they told to stop reaching out. I didn't make a move that night. I slept on it. I woke at 4:10 like always, brewed coffee, and went to work. The city was gray and honest. Bins up, bins down. Cat on the corner of Pine hissed at me and then let me scratch its head, like always. I felt steadier by noon. Steady enough to make a plan. On my lunch break, I drafted a note in my head. I didn't want drama. I wanted facts. I wanted to end the story where it should have ended years ago, with me not being the family wallet or the family driver or the family apology machine. I kept repeating a sentence until it fit in my mouth. This isn't about revenge. This is about closure. When my shift ended, I went home, hugged Kara long, and told Maya what I was going to do. She nodded once. "Do it," she said. "And breathe." I didn't stage anything. I didn't make a speech in a restaurant. I sat at our wobbly kitchen table, opened the apps, and began. First, the shared flight card. I paused payments and removed my autopay. Then I sent a short message to the family group chat. "Mom, Dad, Lila." No emojis. No jabs. Just lines. "Hi." Effective immediately, I'm pausing payments on all shared accounts connected to me. The travel card, the apartment add-on, and the utilities I've been covering. I'm also removing my name from any new bookings. Moving forward, please use your own accounts. I added. To be clear, this change is because Kara received a message from you asking her not to reach out. I won't fund travel or rent for people who talk to my kid like that. Send. Then I messaged my parents directly. I saw the message you sent Kara. We need space. Please don't reach out anymore. Dad, I saw your like. I'm asking you to apologize to Kara. Not to me. To her. Until then, we're stepping back. Send. Then Lila. I'm done being the default payer. If you need help, ask your bank. Send. No swears. No second paragraphs. I turned off my phone and sat with Maya. My hands shook for 5 minutes and then didn't. 2 hours later, I turned the phone back on. 23 missed calls. 14 texts. A floodgate had opened. Mom's first text. "Elvis, this is a huge overreaction." Lila, are you kidding me? I have a conference in 3 days. Dad, son, call me now. We need to fix this before it becomes a mess. Then the voice memos. Mom, crying. You don't understand. Kara manipulated me. Kara, who still collects stickers. She made me feel guilty. Lila, snapping. Do you know how hard I work? I shouldn't be punished because you can't manage your feelings. My reply to all of them was the same. Apologize to Kara. Then we can talk about logistics. Silence for an hour. Then the flood resumed. Lila called 6 times in a row. I let them ring. Mom texted, "We were joking." Then, "You've always been sensitive." Then, "I'm your mother." Then, "I'll have a stroke if you keep this up." The escalation was textbook and boring. I made pasta and told Kara she could pick the sauce. She chose the cheesy one she knows is too salty, and I told her it was perfect. At 8:30 p.m., my dad showed up at my door. He never knocks like a person. He pounds like a landlord. I opened, but left the chain on. "Open up," he said. "No," I said. "Calm. Kara's getting ready for bed." He peered at the chain and shook his head. "This is ridiculous." "I'm listening," I said. He launched in. "You embarrassed your mother. You put your sister in a bind. That card is for all of us, Elvis. Family is family. Family is how you talk to a 12-year-old, I said. "Let's start there." He frowned like I'd said something in another language. "Your mother didn't mean it the way you think. She wrote it," I said. "You liked it. It was out of context." There was no context to "please don't reach out anymore." Dad switched tactics. He tried money. "Fine. We'll pay our part this month. Turn the payments back on. We'll settle up." "No." "Excuse me." He leaned toward the crack in the door like he might push the whole thing in. "I'm not turning anything back on," I said. "You can use your cards and your accounts, and you can settle up with yourselves. I've carried this long enough." He scoffed. "Oh, you think you're a big man now because you're paying a few bills? You're a trash guy, Elvis. Don't act like you're some CEO." I felt the heat rise in my neck and then drop away. It surprised me how fast it left. "You're right," I said softly. "I'm a trash guy. I know what gets thrown out." He stared at me for a long second like he was trying to decide if he could still shame me the way he did when I was 12. He couldn't. He tried another door. "Elvis, be reasonable. We leave for the airport Friday. Use Uber," I said. "We need you to drive us. You need to apologize to Kara." He blew air through his nose, that angry hoarse sound. "Your mother is hysterical. She can be hysterical in her own messages," I said. "To me, not to my kid." He stepped back. He shook his head. "This is revenge." I shook mine. "This isn't about revenge. This is about closure." He snorted. "You've always had a flair for drama." "I pick up trash at 5 a.m., I said. "I don't have time for drama." He left with a muttered curse. I locked the door, slid down it, and sat on the floor until my breathing matched the fridge hum again. At 9:12 p.m., a text came through from an unknown number. It was Lila's friend. "Hey, so weird. Your mom said your phone is broken. She needs the travel card reactivated before midnight. Can you help?" I didn't reply. At 9:40 p.m., Mom finally sent a sentence that sounded like her, the real her, when we used to make grilled cheese on snow days. "What do I say to Kara?" she wrote. I stared at it. I typed and erased. Then I sent, "Start with 'I'm sorry.' Start there and stop there." I put the phone on the counter and went to bed. My last thought before sleep was stupid and practical. I needed to fix the wobbly kitchen chair tomorrow. It felt good to think about something I could fix with a screwdriver. Morning, 5:02 a.m. I checked my phone before I laced my boots. 97 missed calls. Group chat lit up like a siren. Lila had gone off in paragraphs. "Do you even understand how selfish this is? I have work travel." She used all caps like it was a legal requirement. Mom had sent alternating crying emojis and heart emojis and a photo of her with Kara when Kara was 5, like nostalgia could do paperwork. My dad sent a single line. "We'll remember this." Underneath those, one new message from Mom to Kara. "I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I love you. I shouldn't have said that. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't enough. But it was a beginning." I showed it to Maya in the kitchen. She read it and nodded. "Okay," she said. "Now we see if it's real." At work, I ran my route and tried not to check my phone every stop. But the notifications stacked up anyway. My aunt texted, "Your poor mother." My cousin texted, "LOL, what happened?" An unknown number. "Is it true you cut them off?" Like gossip was an Olympic sport. At lunch, I finally called my mom. She picked up mid-sob. "Elvis." "I'm on break," I said. "I have 10 minutes. That's all I get." The tone was back, the one that makes me 6 years old again and wrong by default. "You told my daughter not to reach out. So yes, 10 minutes. She sniffed. "I didn't mean it. She made me feel." "Mom." Silence. Then small, "I'm sorry. For, for saying that to her." I was frustrated. "Your father and I were packing. Lila was calling. I saw the cake photo, and I felt like a bad grandma. And you decided to be one," I said. Not a question. More silence. Then, "I'm sorry again. Real this time. Heavy." "Okay," I said. "Here's what happens next. I'm not turning any payments back on. You'll need to pay your own way. If you want to see Kara, you text me or Maya first, and you don't ask Kara to be the adult in any conversation. Elvis. And you stop using me as the family card. That's over." "But what about Lila?" she whispered. like Lila was a fragile vase and not a grown woman with a salary. What about Lila? She has commitments. She can commit to paying her own bill. You know your sister isn't good with, she stopped. Fine, she said, but it wasn't a real fine. It was the kind you throw like a dishcloth when you're tired. Mom, this isn't punishment, I said, because I needed the sentence to exist out loud. This is a boundary. She breathed into the phone. Your father is furious. I figured. He says we won't speak to you again if you don't fix this. That's his boundary, I said. Mine stands. We hung up with no love you. That stung in the place old things sting. I put the phone in my locker and did the rest of my route like a person who knows his own name. By afternoon, the story started. Lila posted some cloudy caption about toxic people stealing your peace. My aunt commented, "So proud of you, honey." My dad texted me a PDF of the flight confirmation like a threat. We had to pay full price. He added, "Hope you're happy." I didn't answer. I clocked out. I went home. I fixed the wobbly chair. Kara helped, handing me screws like a surgeon's assistant. "Can I ask you something?" she said. "Anything." What did Grandma mean? About space. I looked at Maya. She nodded. So I told the truth in small words. Sometimes grown-ups say hurtful things when they're mad or embarrassed. It's not your fault. It was wrong. She apologized. That's a start. Kara traced a circle on the table. I felt like I did something bad. You didn't, I said. You were brave. You told someone how you felt. That's never bad. She nodded. Okay. We ate leftovers. We played Uno. We lived. This part gets missed in stories. The living. It felt good. But the noise didn't stop. You can turn off an app, but you can't turn off people. That evening, my dad left a voicemail that made Maya press her lips together. Son, he said, you are making your mother sick with worry. You rescind those changes tonight or don't come around here again. He hung up like a judge. Then Lila called Maya directly. Can you talk some sense into your husband? She said, like I wasn't a person in the room. Maya put her on speaker. Hi, Lila, Maya said. We can hear you. Good, Lila said. Listen, I have a non-refundable hotel for next week, and now I have to move money around because your man decided to play hero. This is childish. Lila, Maya said, calm as a lake. You're a high-earning adult with a corporate card. It's maxed, Lila snapped, then made a little choking sound like she hadn't meant to say that part out loud. This isn't about money, she added immediately. It's about family loyalty. Elvis knows Mom gets overwhelmed. I took the phone. You told Mom to book the trip over Kara's birthday, I said. So, she said. Kara is 12. She'll have other birthdays. I don't remember setting the phone down. I just remember my vision narrowing for half a second and then widening. We're done here, I said. I ended the call. The quiet after was like fresh air. 2 days later, there was a knock at the door. Not a pound. A knock. My mom. No makeup. She looked small, which was confusing. She held a plastic container of coleslaw like it might be a passport. I came to see Kara, she said. If that's okay. Maya glanced at me. I opened the door wider. Mom looked around our living room like she'd never been inside. She saw the birthday banner still drooping in the corner. She pressed her lips together. Where is she? In her room, I said. You can sit. I'll get her. When Kara saw her, she paused like she might run the other way. Mom sat on the edge of the couch and patted the cushion next to her. May I? She asked. Kara looked at me. I nodded. Mom took a breath. Kara, I said a very mean thing. It wasn't true, and it wasn't fair, and I'm sorry. I was jealous that I wasn't there, and instead of saying that, I tried to make you smaller. That's not what love does. Kara listened like a tiny judge. Okay, she said finally. Then, softer, thank you for saying that. Mom nodded fast. Tears came. Real ones. She didn't ask Kara to make her feel better. She handed Kara a wrapped present. Just one, small. A sketchbook. I thought maybe you could draw, me being nicer. She tried to joke, and it landed clumsy but not awful. Kara smiled a little. I can draw dolphins, she said. Maybe you want a dolphin. Mom laughed. I'd drown. Kara nodded, satisfied. Then she got up and went to her room. The audience had dismissed itself. Mom stood. I'm going, she said. Thank you for letting me. She put the coleslaw on the coffee table and made a face. I know, she said. I always bring that. At the door, she turned back. I can't fix your father, she said. Lo, he's him. But I can fix me. Good, I said. Start there. Friday, for 10 a.m., route as usual. At home, the family chat showed Mom and Dad at the gate, scowling. No lounge, no priority. Dad, we managed. I typed good, didn't send. Kara wanted pancakes. I burned the butter. She ate them and said they were perfect. I believed her. I didn't become someone new. I still wake early, smell like the truck, stack rent in labeled envelopes. But the house is quieter, my shoulders lower. The phone doesn't own me. Shared accounts, closed. I sat on hold, said, remove me. Got the email. You are no longer responsible. Like dropping a backpack. Mom now texts Kara, hi sweetie, love you. Sometimes Kara answers, sometimes not. Her choice. Dad hasn't apologized. Lila flew anyway. We talk less, and it cost me nothing. Not revenge, closure. I stopped paying and told the truth. No one treats my kid like a bill. We cook, read, fix small things. I'm Elvis, with a clean route, a daughter who draws dolphins, a wife who says breathe. My own switch is on.